What's up, everybody, and welcome to Texas Pinball Festival. Today, Arcade 92 is on the road, and we're coming to you live right here in Frisco, Texas, at the 2026 Texas Pinball Festival. Now, if you've never been to the Texas Pinball Festival, let me paint you a picture. Imagine rows and rows and rows of pinball machines spanning decades of history. We're talking everything from vintage classics to the latest, greatest, cutting-edge machines, all set to free play. That's right, once you're in, you can flip until your heart is content. This is one of the largest pinball festivals in the country, bringing together collectors, manufacturers, competitive players, and fans from all over. Whether you're here to chase a high score, compete in a tournament, or just relive some nostalgia, this place has something for everybody. And it's not just about playing the games, you can actually meet the people behind them. Designers and creators from the biggest names in pinball are here, including Stern, Jersey Jack, Spooky, and more. It's a rare chance to talk with the minds that bring these machines to life, hear their stories, and even get a few insider tips. And trust me, it can be a lot. So if you couldn't make it this year, or you're here and got completely overwhelmed trying to decide what to play next, this video is for you. Think of this as your guided tour through the chaos. Because yes, pinball chaos is absolutely a thing. Now, of course, Arcade 92 did not just show up, we came ready. We brought along our brand new Stern Pokemon Pro machine, and let me tell you, this one has been turning heads and growing lines all weekend. Whether you're a longtime fan or grew up catching them all, seeing Pokemon come to life in the pinball is definitely something special. Right alongside it, we've got Stern Star Wars Fall of the Empire pin. This machine is packed with epic moments, incredible visuals, and some seriously satisfying gameplay. If you're a Star Wars fan, this one hits. Seeing these machines out here surrounded by so many incredible games, it reminds us of why we love what we do. Pinball isn't just a game, it's a community, it's a culture, it's a history, and honestly, it's just fun. So as you watch this, take it all in, the lights, the sounds, the clacking of the flippers, the near misses, the big scores, even the things that go straight down the middle. Whether you're scouting out your next favorite machine or just soaking in the atmosphere, we're glad you're here with us. And if you miss it this year, don't worry, there's always next year. Until then, we'll keep the games running for you back at Arcade 92. Now, let's head on in.
Okay, right as we go in, we're going to see, usually right here at the front, they put some of the projects that people have been really spending a lot of time and effort to renovate. So we got a KISS right here. I'll mention a couple times the pricing on some of these things, but not everything here is for sale. But for example, that KISS is $8,500, and it looks pretty good. This is a very rare pinball, the Circus Voltaire. Amazing. This one is not for sale, but I saw another one here for about $19,000. We got a Wizard of Oz. We got a Jaws. This one's fairly recent. Mandalorian by Stern. That one's a premium edition. It's going for about $8,500. This is a renovated Taxi. And this one was pretty cool. I saw this one over here. This is a Rocky. So this one is being sold for $14,000. Really well done renovation to it. Really cool flipper layout. Great pen. So anyway, so right as you come in, these are like a lot of the really special pinball machines that people have usually gone through great effort to renovate. So let's keep cruising right along here. They've got a little bit of a tournament going on here. Got a Simpsons, the Sega Jurassic Park, Lost World, Iron Maiden, Foo Fighters, Harley Davidson, and Ripley, believe it or not. I wanted to show you the Simpsons here. It's really cool. That is gorgeous. Alright, cool. So we'll cruise right along. We got the Pin Sound set up. So Pin Sound is like you can actually hook up some headphones to a pinball. So they've got some examples over here. Got a Stranger Things and a Foo Fighters. A bunch on this side. A Johnny Mnemonic, Elvis, Godzilla, Elvira, House of Horrors, Jaws, Pinball Wizard, the Who, Total Nuclear Annihilation, which this is in my top 3 most favorite pinball machines of all time. The only problem with this particular pinball is this is usually its natural state. Not working. But I love it. So, got some older EMs here. So, there you go. Okay, again, pinball's natural state. Solids and Stripes, Aladdin's Castle, and Harlem Globetrotters. Now this is pretty wild. Check this out. Tons of Beetlejuice, the new release by Spooky Pinball. So many here. This has definitely been like the belle of the ball where most of the people are standing in lines. And we have a special guest here. Look at this guy. There is not an inch to spare. These are very tall ceilings. There's not an inch to spare there. So, all right, let's keep cruising right along. We've got, these are just, again, more pinballs that people just brought. We've got a fun house, which is great. I think this is the remake. That one's being sold for $8,500. Monster Bash, really, really like that one as well. Freddy and Nightmare on Elm Street, South Park by Sega. Got some more EMs, the old school pinballs, Pinball Pool, Knight Rider, and a good looking Stranger Things. Stranger Things is generally probably one of the most popular games we have at Arcade 92. Speaking of which, here they are. By they, I mean me. Arcade 92. We got a booth set up this year. Rocking our Pokemon Pro. It has been busy, busy, busy over here. And our new Star Wars Fall of the Empire. So, just a simple setup. We got some pretty rocking Pokemon stickers, handing out some brochures. So, anyways, got an Iron Maiden, F-14 Tomcat, which is a great pin, one of my favorite Williams pins. More EMs, Grand Slam, Freedom, the games, Supersonic, and NASCAR by Stern. So I think NASCAR, I get this wrong all the time. I feel like that's like, if not, that's like one of the first Sterns. I could be wrong on that. Somebody correct me in the comments and give me a, well actually, okay, Sega Frankenstein, really great pin. And another Stern, Monopoly. Pretty good sized lineup over here. Got Revenge from Mars, Roller Coaster Tycoon, High Roller Casino, World Series, another EM baseball game, I got lead. Theater Magic. This is an amazing pen. It's turned off, but I think it's because it's sold. $9,200. We actually had one of these for a while, but Adam's Family is amazing. Jurassic Park, that one is the Data East one. So now Jurassic Park has been Data East, Sega, and now Stern. Slugfest Guardians of the Galaxy Pro Edition. We just sold ours from the Arcade 92 in McKinney to make way for our new Pokemon, which we now have. Paragon, really amazing wide body. That is very much an unusual size. Cool looking pin. Triple Action. Harry Potter. That's a collector's edition. Amazing pin. I'm going to go through actually in a separate video and kind of give my like top rated pins of 2026. And spoiler alert, that one's pretty high up the list. Lightning, Star Trek. This is like the original like Star Trek. This one came out in 1979. So it's off right now. It's probably broken. It just couldn't handle this kind of play. We actually had one of these right when we opened Arcade 92 McKinney. But it is loosely based on Star Trek. Another one here. Same game. I know here's another one, but this one has had modifications to it. More Star Trek, but this is a newer version, and I love this pin. This is Star Trek Next Generation. That is one of my most favorite 90s pins. And this is another Star Trek, so you can see they made lots of versions of Star Trek. Great pin. Okay, over here, this is the P3 setup. So if you've looked at like what the P3 is, it's like a, trying to figure out how to explain this. It's a virtual pinball, kinda. So 75-ish% of the playfield is a screen, and the last portion of the screen is here. Here we go. It's this right here. So this changes out in the back of the pinball game. So you kind of have, I mean, I guess I could say endless possibilities. But it's a pretty cool system. I don't think it's a good fit for us at the arcade. But here, well, I was going to show you this banner, but it's got turned. Here's a Princess Bride. That one came out last year. Weird Al's Museum of Natural Hilarity. That came out, I think, 2 years ago. Anyways, Portal is their newest one. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's based on Portal, the video game. Final Resistance, that was one of the first ones. Really cool, though. Same guys that made Total Nuclear Annihilation, so, or the same designer, I should say. So, lots of games on there. All right, so much more to see. You got some vendors here as well, just selling some stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. These are magnets. They're all marquees from arcade games. So cool. Okay, this is, I've never seen one of these before. So this is Monster League Hockey. So let's see if I can sneak in here. You can kind of see it's like a head-to-head pinball. So you're actually like launching the ball back and forth at each other. Okay, down here is mostly vendor alley, you know, selling modifications and such. But I did want to show you this. This is Alice in Wonderland by Dutch Pinball, and I do not know exactly what happened here. But I guess Dutch Pinball as a whole still exists, but the division that made this pin is no longer. Now the pins are clearly still available. I don't know all the details. But it is a very beautiful pen. I played it for a bit and I really like it. All right, modifications, more modifications. Okay, so over here we've got the Turner Pinball crew, and this is Merlin's Arcade, which came out last year, and then this is the new one, Yukon Yeti. I did get to play it for a little bit. It's pretty enjoyable. And then I also saw Ninja Eclipse here as well, which is from two years ago. All right, let's keep rolling. Okay, so we got Stern over here. Stern, of course, has a huge presence. They've got some older pins here, like the Stranger Things, X-Men, Jaws. But of course, this is the belle of the ball here for Stern, is the new Pokemon, which I'm really, really happy with it. It's a bit crowded here. But over there, let's see if I can make it through, is also the Star Wars Fall of the Empire, which again, we have that at our booth as well. But I wanted to show you too, there is the new Walking Dead remake as well. So good looking pin. We have the original, pretty happy with it. Dungeons & Dragons are still available. Got a couple other random stuff here as well, so. Oh my gosh, okay, now I gotta find my way out. I'll start throwing elbows. Okay, we'll get to Jersey Jacks here in just a moment. But let's go over here. Sharp dressed man right there. And this is mostly vendor alley. But I did want you to show you there's some really cool old EMs here. If I'm remembering properly, these are like from the 50s and 60s and 70s, I guess, probably early 70s. Okay, let's keep cruising here. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. So this is History of Pinball. So this is the pins from the 1930s. So these are the original pinball machines when pinball was invented, so to speak. So invented during the Great Depression, tried to bring a little bit of joy to a very dark time, but also quickly converted to use for gambling, which is part of what made pinball have kind of a checkered past to it. But let me show you here. So here's a good example. So you would put in a penny. Now, what costs a penny? Again, 1930s. Penny was hard to come by, I guess. And then you would pull the launcher here, just like on current pinballs, and the ball would go up, and it would land in one of those pockets. No flippers. The flippers were not invented for about another 10, 15, 20 years after this. Right? But as it landed inside a little pocket, you got those points. But, to show you something cool, if you notice what those little metal nails are, aka pins, which is where we get the name pinball. So you launch the ball, that bounces off the pins, and it lands on one of those spots. So pinball looks very different today, but if you ever wonder where the name pinball comes from, well, there you go. All right, cool. Now, let's head back down this way. Back down Vendor Alley here. I want to show you one thing cool. Here's Granny and the Gators. Super cool, very rare game. And also a Williams Varcon. That is a pinball in there. Super rare, super cool. So anyways, that was worth pointing out. All right, let's chase these guys right here, figure out where they're going. Okay, here we come to Jersey Jack. Gotta fight for my spot again. All right, Jersey Jack pinball, we made it, Okay. Harry Potter. So that one is the Wizard Edition. So that one's about 12 grand. Absolutely gorgeous. See the moving staircase up there? So cool. I very much like Harry Potter, so kind of drooling over that. But they have an arcade edition as well, which is about 10 grand. A little bit stripped down. And then this is the collector's edition. Which is whatever the opposite of stripped down is. Stripped up? Not really sure. Okay, Avatar, that's last year. Still an amazing pin though. Okay, and Guns N' Roses, that's been around for a while. And then there are some, okay, Godfather, yeah. I really like this pin, and a Toy Story 4. So they've got a pretty wide array here. But of course, the Harry Potter is the new kid on the block. And they did so good. Super impressed. All right, let's look at some more we have here. Okay, so these are more pinballs that people have brought. We got an Aerosmith, Striker Extreme, Demolition Man. It's off or sold, one of the two. This is the Star Wars home pin, the comic version. Pretty cool. Definitely for light play counts. Release Force. Oh, look at that, another Circus Voltaire. That one is about 10 grand. That one doesn't have as much of the renovating as the others. Meteor, the Getaway, Sorcerer, Batman. This is a cool one. Michael Keaton. Great then. Party Zone, that's a fun one too. And Iron Man by Stern. All right, got a few more that just people brought here. A Jurassic Park, Tri-Zone, Jokers, Transporter, Radical. Maybe we should put Radical at Arcade 92. Seems like it would fit. It wouldn't last a week though in our free play setting. Too much abuse. There's a King Kong over here. Somebody's already selling it. That was quick. Great pen though. Can't even read that one. Vector, Lethal Weapon 3, and Godzilla. Godzilla is one of the most, if not the most, top-rated pen. Always fighting for first place. Harley Davidson, got another The Getaway. Pharaoh, another Godzilla. And Trizone. Seen a couple repeats here. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Roller Disco, Superstar, Space Invaders. That game is actually really great. Cool wide body. Another Lethal Weapon 3. And Gladiators. That one's actually really good. I like Gladiators. Okay, now over here we got Barrels of Fun. This is the new kids on the block. So, although they've already got 3 pins in, they've got Labyrinth, which was their breakout game. And then if you can see way over there, their new release of Dune and Winchester Mystery House. Kind of like a haunted house kind of thing. So I played Dune. It is amazing. Labyrinth is great as well. I played that last year. I've not yet squeezed my way in to play Winchester Mystery House. So I'm still working on a strategy to not wait in an hour-long line to go play that game. So, but Dune was great. Really impressed with Dune. Another Addams Family. What's up? That one's working. That is the 3rd Getaway. That's wild. World Cup Soccer, Corvette, Playboy, Shield Your Eyes, Children, Strange World. All right, this is another setup here. There, look at this thing. Oh my gosh. That's a Circus Voltaire right there. That sucker is immaculate. Lighting upgrades and everything. For just a mere $19,000. So you can get a Honda Civic, or you can get this pinball. Arabian Nights, that's another good one. That one sold for $19,000 as well. Amazing renovation. And a Dungeons & Dragons over there too. All right. Halloween. That's the only Halloween they have here. I've not seen a single Evil Dead here. Just really shocked by. We already, hang on. Did I already take you on this journey? No, we haven't done these yet. I'll come back around to that. If you see yourself in this video, tag yourself. Star Wars, that's the 2017 version. Some more EM pins over here. That's a new gen right there. I want to grow up to be that guy. Hot Shot, Jumpin' Jack, Sinbad, another World Cup Soccer, and somebody brought The Godfather. 50 years. I really, really like that pin. I love that just Jersey Jacks has this huge screen. So great. Alright, so I kind of skipped over this. So we got a Meteor. Meteor is actually really cool. I like that. It's one of my more favorite older pins. They have a Stars over there too. That's cool. I like Stars. One of Stern's early pins. Scared Stiff. Over here we got a Transformers. Another Stern. Another Star Wars. Another Jurassic Park. And a Rush. The Rush in the Wild. You know, Rush was one of those pins where it's like the Pro and the Premium. They might as well just been completely different pinballs. That's a Pro. If you ever played the Premium or Limited, it's just completely different. Alright, so I am pumped about this. This is such a good pin. This is the Medieval Madness. I will say I have some biases because the Attack from Mars is in my top 3. It's like right up there with Total Nuclear Annihilation. And Medieval Madness plays incredibly similar to Attack from Mars. Such a great pen, very entertaining audio, entertaining voiceover, great play. It's fantastic. Pulp Fiction. So this is Chicago Gaming Company. And I love their stuff, but they kind of release a new pen about every year or two-ish, somewhere in there. So Now, they make great stuff, but like to see more often. But maybe that's what makes them special. They don't overdo it. All right, that leads us to American Pinball. So American Pinball is gone through some adventurous times, we'll say. So I don't know if you want to call it like a cautionary tale, but I think they're going to come back pretty strong. So I personally really like this game, Galactic Tank Force. It just did not get well received in the pinball community. I personally liked it. We actually had a Hot Wheels for a while. There's Hot Wheels over there from a few years back. And then a Legend of Valhalla, which I actually really like that one. At the end of the day, I actually really like American Pinball stuff. But before that, they just released this. This is the Houdini 100th anniversary, and I think they did a fantastic job. Very impressed with what they came up with. So I think this game is going to save their butts for sure. And one of the big problems is they had the Parizo barbecue that they released last year, and it was just not received at all very well. So anyways, so we'll see what they do. I have high hopes for them. I think that these guys can hang. They're just definitely having to do some restructuring. But this Houdini is great. I like it. And the price point was good. Let me see if I can find the price again. I feel like it was 9 or 8,000. They all say sold. Okay, so they must be doing well. I feel like it was 8. Okay, well, they all sold, so must be doing fairly well. So, but I was very impressed. Very impressed. All right, so more vendor alley stuff. So we're actually going to venture out to the hallway here in just a minute. I'm trying to keep this video under half an hour, but this is mostly for people who were not able to make it. And they could be like, thank you, Arcade92. You got to show me what I missed. I'll cry about it later and go in 2027. Okay, so we are in, hang on, let me do this properly. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, so I was supposed to walk this way. So, okay, now here we go. Homebrew. Let's go in this section over here for Homebrew Custom Pinball. So, that is not a custom pinball. That's a Pokemon. This is interesting. So here's an Alice Goes to Wonderland, which is not at all related to the other one that we just saw, but this is more like the home pin design. So you can see how small it is. But still a good looking pin. And over there is Pinball in Wonderland. So early project, as you can see. But apparently, I don't know, did Alice in Wonderland suddenly become public domain? Are the rights gone on that? Like, why'd this happen? Monsters Inc. I'd like a chance to play that. There's Cruisin'. Remember the video game Cruisin'? Such a great game. We got Cruisin' Blast at our Fire Mound location. Well, this is Cruisin' USA. Tiki Tapu. Yeah. Heard a lot of people talking about that it's really good, but I have not played it yet. And over there is a No Fear. So again, these are kind of homebrew creations, but this one is getting lots of attention. Big Trouble in Little China. Look at that. If you haven't seen the movie, stop everything you're doing and watch it. Friday the 13th. And there's a Pokemon over there, but that is a homebrew Pokemon. Alright. So interesting, right? Let's go look at this. If you work for Nintendo, look away. Pretty cool. Alright, then this is a Bootleggers, and then, well, this guy's working on it right now, but that was a Top Gun. There it is, put them back together. Pretty rad. Alrighty, folks, we are reaching the end of that. There's a couple really cool, just not pinball related, but look at that. That's a pole position. Environmental, super cool. Look at this Doctor Who. Police call box. Pretty sure it's much bigger on the inside. And of course this thing, oh my gosh. So here, this is a companion of Back to the Future Pinball. So, it's like, what's cooler? Is that cooler? Or is that cooler? Alright, so I'm going to make our last turn here. And I'll take you guys out to the hallway. There's just a couple minor things out there, but maybe something that you get excited about. Wheel of Fortune. Some arcade games being sold here. Rolling Thunder, I love Rolling Thunder. A couple cool pins, and here's a fun house. There it is. There it is. I want that. I want to take that home with me right now. Roller Games. Roller Games is a great pin. I did not see any Pinbots or Bride of Pinbots, but there's Jack Pinbot. Pretty cool. It's crazy how there's a Fishtails too. Nice. And Hurricane. It's crazy. You don't realize what ones are not here, and then it just hits you. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is actually a really great pinball if you're familiar with the game itself. Super Mario Bros. Is pretty cool. I wish Stern would do a new one of those, or somebody. Jersey Jack maybe. Okay, and then the final row. It's right here. We got a couple EMs. Bad Cats, Flintstones, another Doctor Who. Tales from the Crypt. This is the guy that gave me my bedtime stories in the 90s. So if you ever wonder why us 90s kids have a screw loose, that's who read us our bedtime stories. Awesome Powers, great pin. It's turned off, maybe it's sold. Hook, great pin, very squawky though. Godzilla, another great pin, but very squawky. And then close your eyes again, children. We've got some Playboys, 1, 2, and 3. The Stern version, the Data East version, and the Bally's version. Alright kiddos, so that is pretty much it. I will take you out to the hallway here, but you know, that is the majority of it. They were doing some tournaments out here earlier. Got a No Fear, Game of Thrones, Judge Dredd, High Speed. Very cool. That's like the prequel to The Getaway. World Poker Tour, another Elvis, another Doctor Who. I think that's 3 Doctor Who's. And then we've got Diner, Alien Poker, Sinbad, Fishtails is great, Dialed In is great, another Wheel of Fortune, another Star Wars, Break Shot of Godzilla, and then another Hot Wheels. Champion Pub. They were using most of these for tournaments. Got one last row of pins to show you, and then we have made it full circle. Okay, this is a longer walk than I thought it was going to be. I probably should have said something entertaining on the way. But there's where we came in. Local police doing their thing. Everybody look innocent quick. Dungeons & Dragons, that's the premium one. Grand Lizard, Dragon Fist, The Hobbit. The Hobbit is a good one. Gladiator, Sorcerer, another Game of Thrones, and there is the old school Dungeons & Dragons. That's cool. It hasn't been working most of the time, so I think it's working now. There's that Ninja Eclipse. And a great one to end on. Medieval Madness. I love this pen. Alrighty crew, that's it. That is Texas Pinball Festival. Hope you enjoyed the tour, but next year you need to be here.